Hey guys, so welcome to our mini notes today on lead up to the American Revolution. These notes, like our other notes that we're or have been doing, are really just the quote unquote like big ideas, our main surrounding ideas, and then the rest of your lesson today will be geared towards really reinforcing these main ideas and then also adding on top of them. All right, so you guys have already learned about the American Revolution before in your educational experience. A lot of our main ideas you've probably already heard of before or seen before. But I hope again that the other parts of this lesson you will be able to grab onto something new or a new idea that you've never thought of before. So, lead up to the American Revolution. So, our last lesson, we looked at the 7 Years' War, which is also known as the French and Indian War. And you might remember from the 7 Years' War that the British are going to, in fact, win. Okay? But with that win, it literally came at a cost. This French and Indian War, it's going to nearly double Great Britain's debt. And so Great Britain is sitting back and they go, we just nearly doubled our debt and we just fought this big war for our colonies, for the colonists in North America. So it only makes sense that we would then ask those colonists to help pay. Okay? And really, like I just said, the main argument for the British is, we just fought this big war for the colonists. We have all this new land and resources, and we did it for you. Okay, so what they're going to do is the British will then begin placing new taxes on the colonists. It will start with the Sugar Act of 1764, but the big one that made the colonists really upset, and there's an example of it right there, that picture, was the Stamp Act in 1765. Any document or any document that was made of paper, including playing cards, now had to have a special stamp on it. That stamp costs money. It's a tax. Now, the colonists weren't necessarily upset about the taxes. It was more than that. And what I mean by that is the colonists felt that they were not being represented in British Parliament. They felt like they had no say as to these taxes that were being placed on them. And that really is one of the main reasons why they were so upset. So, eventually, over the next couple years, the British will implement taxes, take away taxes, implement taxes, take away taxes, and it'll be kind of a roller coaster ride of emotions. But it really comes to a boiling point in the 1770s. And we're going to see crisis after crisis come up. And what I mean by crisis, I'm talking about specific violent events that are going to take place in the colonies that will then escalate into warfare. The first event that comes to my mind would be the Boston Massacre in 1770. This is a famous drawing by Paul Revere showing that take place. It is important to note that at the Boston Massacre, and I don't like saying this, only 5 colonists died in that quote-unquote massacre. So the question you have to ask yourself, is that really a massacre or is it not? The next major event that we're going to look at is the Boston Tea Party in 1773, and we're going to watch a video that's going to discuss this more. And then, like I said, eventually tensions will boil over and fighting will finally erupt between the colonists and the British Army in April of 1775 at Lexington and Concord. However, even though the war started in 1775, the colonies, some of them had started throwing around the I word, independence. However, it wasn't until over a year later, July 2nd, 1776, that Declaration of Independence would actually come to fruition, and that would really be the main goal of the revolution. Okay, told you our notes are going to be super short, main ideas only. We're clocking in at just at 5 minutes here. The next part of your lesson, you can go ahead and get started on when you are finished with these notes. And then, like always, if you have a question about either something I said in the notes or something on your assignment, please feel free to reach out to me. But until next time, sayonara.